Now, a lot of what Paul had to say, I'm going to be adding to, just referencing, because he did a great job of pointing out how to negotiate the best terms that are necessary to give you the protection you need with these type of insurance policies. Now, supplements are, now you must understand that this is not something that is in addition to your policy. It is a portion of the aggregate limit. This is where I see some people tend to misunderstand. Whereas they have the aggregate limit of, say, $25 million, they have a specific provision which says they're only covered up to $500,000. If that actual incident happens, it's not the $25 million plus $500,000. The $500,000 is the actual limit. So you must look very closely at every single insurance policy you're considering, and consider it within the context of your specific business needs, your liabilities, to make sure that you're getting the protection you need. Because, again, the whole reason of getting this insurance is that you have the financial security and the protection that is necessary to keep your business running. Now, next slide, please. So where do you start with negotiation? You got to know what you're dealing with. Knowledge is power. You need to have a full understanding of what your business needs. You need to know what inherent risks are specific to your business. There is no off-the-shelf cyber liability insurance policy. It's not like these insurance policies, these CGLs that have been around for hundreds of years, that you're able to get a lot of experience over the years as to what will work for your company. This is brand new. It's unexplored territory. So you have to put a lot of thought into it prior to purchasing a policy. Now, to get this information, you're going to have to do a lot of legwork. Paul gave some great examples of taking the tests necessary to see what flaws you might have in your security system, working with people, experts that are knowledgeable about how to test your risks and flaws in your security systems. All of those need to be used to understand fully what type and to what level of coverage you need. Now, these sublimits, the reason why I focus so much on understanding the inherent risks in your business is because these sublimits are specific to certain instances of that will fall into these policies, and you need to know what those limits are. Do you do credit card transactions? Do you hold health care records? Do you have intellectual property? What is the actual exposure for each of those types of loss of each of those types of information? And it's going to be hard to find that out. As Paul was saying, this is a very new area of the law and a new area for insurance. In fact, they had a cyber insurance roundtable through the Department of Homeland Security in 2014 and 2012 that where the smartest minds in the insurance industry got together to try and figure this out, because they don't even fully understand what the potential liabilities are out there. So you're going to have to do some legwork to understand specifically for your company what sublimits you're going to need to cover the very specific items, liabilities for your company. Now, the other thing I would also suggest is make sure to consult with plenty of people. Reach out not only to the experts to test your systems, but also to people in your industry who may have already purchased a policy. Ask them what sublimits they have, and also reach out to the insurance industry. Talk to your broker. Talk to many different brokers, and get a feel for what is available for your specific business. And as an example there, I show that in 2014, the average organizational cost for a data breach was $5.8 million. Now, it's broken down loss of personal theft or personal data, $950 per electronic record. Now, because of the advent of our new computer technology world, the one record we could have thousands and thousands of records, so that number is gonna grow very quickly. Next slide, please. So once you have versed yourself in what it is your company specifically needs, you may not know the actual terms of this to say, I need this sublimit. So what you need to do is, now that you're armed with the understanding of what you need to cover and protect yourself with, you need to shop around. Paul and I have both said, this is a new industry, so that gives you an advantage because as of right now, like I said, the Department of Homeland Security is in roundtable discussions on what this insurance industry actually is and should cover. So your broker might not have a full understanding, but if you know your company and you go to your broker and you say, I need to cover these, you tell me what you have to cover these specific aspects of my company, well, they're either going to say they have this, this, or that. You're going to have to compare that to what you need covered, and if they can't cover it, then you shop around. Now, this is actually a very competitive industry right now, so you can find other people. If your insurance carrier, your broker, can't find you the coverage that you need for your specific requirements, there may be somebody else out there. And also in negotiation, whenever you're looking at the actual terms for the sublimits of your policy, make sure that you read the wording properly, and maybe even make sure everybody in your organization looks at it also, just like Paul was saying, because the more eyes on it, the better. And the reason why I bring that up is this new industry is trying to sometimes grow off of the old industries of, say, old CGL policies, and they're taking the language from some of those policies and actually trying to just work them into cyber liability policies, and that won't always work. We don't have the case law developed to clarify that type of language as to how it's going to affect every circumstance. So you're going to want as many eyes on this as possible, and since this is a new industry and there is plenty of competition, you are walking in with full knowledge of what you need. You have the upper hand. So you put that in your mind when you're going to ask for coverage, and you don't back down. You find what you need. You shop around. Again, like I said, is my last slide here, the cyber insurance market is highly competitive. There is nothing that is going to be uniform. So it's going to be difficult whenever you're looking at two different policies, looking at the sublimits for each, and determining whether you're comparing apples to apples. It probably will not be the same, and it's going to take a lot of work. So to properly negotiate sublimits, you're going to have to do, first, know your company, know your risks, know what you need to cover, and work hard. You're going to have to get out there. You're going to have to shop around. You're going to have to speak with many people, and you're going to have to consult with people in your industry and experts to find out not only what you need, but the level of coverage and protection you need to cover your company. And that's, I'll pass it along to Paul now.